As I've been dancing here, filming this music video for Layıksın, I just have my mom's words that have been tucked in my heart for 20 years. When she told me that someday God will anoint your dancing and He will use you for His glory. And it all started when I was just 3 years old. I discovered the 1966 Disney film called Ballerina, and it was about the ballet company in Copenhagen, Denmark. And I watched this thing every single day. I would put on this little white petticoat tutu, and every day, from morning till night, I watched this video, and this love of ballet was just planted in my heart. And even at 3, I had this dream of being a professional ballerina. And it didn't go away. And so my mom put me in ballet class as soon as I was old enough. And my whole childhood and in high school and even in college was just devoted entirely on ballet. When I was only 8 years old though, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. But I just really didn't know any different. She just continued serving her family and loving us, and I was so young that this just became normal to me. But I would notice that sometimes she was really not feeling well, so she would lay in her bed. And so when I was about in high school, I would come home from ballet class and I would put on worship music, and I would just dance around her room, and it was, I don't really know why I did it, but it was something that she loved and I loved, and she would look at me and she would say things like, someday God is going to anoint your dancing. He's going to use you for His glory. But I really didn't have any idea what that meant. So every day after school I would go to ballet class. On weekends I would dance. And during the summers I would go train at very prestigious schools in Boston Ballet, Juilliard, American Ballet Theater in New York City. And this was my life. But while I was still in university, my mom died from cancer. I was only 19. And suddenly I just lost focus and direction in life. I really had no idea what to do, where to go, what I should do with my life. And actually ballet lost a little bit of its meaning. I kept dancing, and I finished a degree in ballet. And then I discovered a company in Mississippi called Ballet Magnificat, and it's this Christian ballet company, and they believe in excellence of the arts for the glory of God. So I auditioned and got accepted, and I went to Mississippi to dance with this company. And while I was there, my faith really became my own, and I saw these words that my mom spoke years ago to me about God will anoint your dancing. I saw them start to come true, and I understood what she meant. So I really thought this was it. This is my dream. I'm dancing for God. I'm reading the Bible for the first time, and this is what I'm going to do forever. And then I met my husband, and we fell in love, and I felt like he was the one. And he got job offers all over the country, but he did not get a job offer in Mississippi. And I just thought, how can this be? This was what my dream was. This was what I was certain God had for me. And so I thought, do I leave ballet and marry this man I love? Or do I say no to him and stay in dance? And I really didn't know what to do because I love both things. And so I just stopped and I prayed and I asked the Lord, what do you want from me? What should I do? And I really felt like He wanted me to marry Ryan. This was the man He had chosen for me. So I made the decision with the Lord for myself. I was going to embrace this new role as a wife and leave ballet and marry Ryan. And we moved to a small town in Oklahoma where he got a job, but there wasn't ballet. I felt crushed in this area because I had trained so many years, and this was my dream. And then we started having children, and every 2 years we had a baby. And I had these beautifully fulfilled dreams of being a wife and a mother. But at the same time, I still had these silent, that I just didn't talk about, broken dreams of being a ballerina. But I didn't really talk about it, and I just kind of kept it inside. And over time, I really felt like the Lord was calling me to just lay these talents and gifts at His feet. He created me, He created these gifts, and I knew I had to trust Him and His sovereignty and His timing. And so I just said, Lord, this is what you've given me. These are my dreams. I give them to you. Do with them what you will. Well, I'm still in my 20s at this time. My mom has died. And when I was 27, my dad committed suicide. And it was unexpected. None of us saw this coming. And just my whole life just crumbled. And that same year, I gave birth to my third child. And I hemorrhaged after birth, and I lost 75% of my blood. And the doctors told my husband that they just weren't sure I was going to survive. It was traumatic. I really thought, this is it, I'm dying. So this year, my dreams are gone, my parents are gone, I'm a young adult orphan, and then I almost lose my life. And I just spiral into despair because I just don't know where God is. And I meet this woman named Jamie, and she has this joy and this hope that I really hadn't seen before. So I started asking her about, like, what is different about you? And slowly we actually started studying the Bible, and I've never really studied the Bible like this. And slowly I started to see that true hope is not this wishful thinking. It's this forward-gazing hope of eternity with Jesus, because our life might always be hard. I will never have parents on this earth, but I know that my future is secure with Jesus, and that is my hope. That's true hope. After studying the Bible with her, shortly after, my husband and I moved to Turkey. And I'm suddenly navigating life, still learning how to not have parents. It's just a whole new life. And now I'm learning language and culture, and again, ballet is just the farthest thing. I mean, how is this possible? I can barely buy groceries. How am I going to dance? And I don't even know where my ballet shoes are at this time. So years go by, and I'm still praying, Lord, please, if this is your will, let me dance again. But it just doesn't happen. And so I'm waiting and trusting, and I'm devoting my life to my children and what the Lord has placed in front of me at this time. But fast forward to this year, it's been about 4 years overseas now. This year has been a year of healing and of joy, and my husband found this adult ballet class, so I've started dancing again. And about a month ago, the Lord would cross my path with Adrienne Nash, who's a singer and songwriter, and she invited me to come dance in her latest video, Layıksın. It's from her new album, Varlin. And so I was like, I would love to come dance. And then she told me it was in Copenhagen. And suddenly I am this 3-year-old child dancing in this little white dress in my living room with this dream to dance in Copenhagen someday. I'm like, how can this be? How can this detail even be there? And then Adrienne tells me, can you please find a white ballet dress? And I'm like, I can see myself dancing as this 3-year-old in this white dress. And I just can't even believe it. And then we realized that we're going to film in January. And January has always been this really hard month for me. It's the month that my mom's birthday is in this month. It's the month that my dad committed suicide. My grandparents, who really helped raise me when my mother was sick, it's my grandma died this month, my grandpa died this month. This month is it's like this sorrowful black cloud that I wait for all year long. And then Adrienne tells me we're going to be filming this in Copenhagen in a white dress in January. And I just feel like this is the Lord's perfect timing, because He can redeem all things. He redeems death. He brings life from death. He brings beauty from ashes. He brings hope from despair. And He even redeems things like horribly traumatic anniversaries, because He is so good. And that's just His nature and His character. As I've been dancing here, filming this music video for Layıksın, I just have my mom's words that have been tucked in my heart for 20 years. When she told me that someday God will anoint your dancing and He will use you for His glory, I just see the fruit of her blessing and her prayers over my life coming to pass, and it's only by the grace of God. The Royal Theatre in Copenhagen, Denmark, from the ballerina movie. My dream.